Today we are going to discuss about 3 to 1 principle of location. It is also known as 6 points principle of location. It is used for locate the workpiece on a work table. So basically this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. Suppose this is a workpiece which we want to machining. So 3 to 1 pin. That means with the use of 6 pin, most of the motion of this workpiece we have to restrict. So degree of freedom. So we have to find degree of freedom of this workpiece. So for x, y, and z, there are 6 linear and 6 rotational degree of freedom of this workpiece. So this is workpiece. It can move in x direction in positive. It can also move in negative x direction. So positive, negative. Now similarly for y, it can move positive y direction, negative y direction. That means positive, negative. It can move upward, downward. So same positive and negative for y direction. Now for rotational. So for the x direction, it can rotate in x axis like this. Positive means clockwise direction and anti-clockwise direction. So clockwise direction and anti-clockwise, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Similarly for the y and z, it can rotate about clockwise and anti-clockwise. So there are 12 degree of freedom which we have to restrict for better machining process of this workpiece. So first we are putting 3 pin on bottom side of this workpiece. First, second, and third. 3 pin bottom side of the workpiece. So by putting 3 pins on bottom side of this workpiece, some degree of freedoms are restricted. So it cannot move in downward direction. So negative of z direction is restricted. It cannot rotate in x direction. It cannot rotate due to this bottom 3 pin in anti-clockwise or clockwise. So this is also restricted. Again for the same, for y direction, it cannot rotate in y for clockwise and anti-clockwise. So it is also restricted. Now we are putting other 2 pins. So perpendicular to this is 1, this is 2 pin perpendicular to the bottom 3 pins. Now again some degree of freedom will restrict. By putting these 2 pins, the x direction like this, negative in x direction, it can't move. So this is restricted. It cannot rotate in z direction, in clockwise and anti-clockwise. So again these 2 degree of freedom are restricted. So there are 8 degree of freedom are restricted by putting these 5 pins. Now remaining 1 pin, we are putting this 1 pin here perpendicular to this and this. So by this 1 pin, the object cannot move in this direction, negative y direction. It can't move in negative y direction. So again this is restricted. So now the total 8 plus 1, 9 degree of freedom are restricted by putting these 6 pins. Now the positive of x, y, and z direction is remaining. So 3 remaining and 9 is restricted. So this 3 is restricted by clamping device. This 3 degree of freedom is reduced by clamp the workpiece for machining process. So this is the 3 to 1 principle of location. Thank you guys.